Well, what a season it was for the Ottawa 67's, and I have a trio of 67's to talk about some hardware. I'm Rob Faulds from Sportsnet. We have Marco Rossi joining us from Austria, from Ayr, Ontario, Noel Hoefenmayer, and from Stittsville, Ontario, Andre Tourigny, the coach of the Ottawa 67's. First of all, guys, congratulations to all of you for postseason awards, but I'm thinking that perhaps this isn't the way you wanted to accept them on a Zoom call. So I know that you had a lot of unfinished business. I'm going to begin with Andrea. Unfinished business after what happened last season. I know you had high expectations for this team, but being rewarded with the Brian Kilray Trophy as CHL Coach of the Year maybe eases it a little bit, the pain?
It's two different things. It doesn't ease anything in a sense of the reason you coach is for your team to achieve great thing, and we build a program here where it's based on player development, and we were the third year of a program which we had a lot of players who did improve a lot in the past 3 years, and we had a chance to measure ourselves. So that's collectively that's the main goal. That's not individual. Individually, I think getting an honor like that is it's a good testimonial of the work the entire organization do. It's an individual award for a teamwork, I think, from our development staff, our strength and conditioning coach, our management, and all the coaches. I think we take that honor at heart, and we're really proud of it. But that doesn't take away from what we did want to do as a team.
Marco, you had quite a season, 120 points, CHL top scorer. Your development from year one to year two, what was the difference, do you think, for you?
In my first season, like everything was new for me. Coming over from Europe, it was like ice service was different, then like living there was different. There was like a ton of things was different from back home. So I had to make some adjustment coming over to Canada. And then after a few games, I got just like, I knew how they play and everything and how the lifestyle is there. And then coming over to my second season, I just like knew everything, what's going to expect me. And I just got much better.
Now, you were surrounded by some great guys who helped you out. You were getting big-time support, but you're also dishing it out. You had over 80 assists. So the comfort level with your wingers and all the guys you played with certainly improved from year one to year two.
Yes, 100%. Like, I have really good teammates. In my first year, Ty Fellhub and Austin Keating, and they were like big leaders for me because we always talked so much together, like on the ice, off the ice, and we had such a good chemistry because, like I said, we talked so much together. And then my second season, I had again Austin Keating and Joseph Gareffa, and it was just another really good season with two really good players, and yeah.
Well, and Noel Hoefenmayer, we're not forgetting you, a CHL Defenceman of the Year. You're the old guy with the 67's. You even outdate the coach here. So you've watched the progression of the 67's, and you certainly blossomed under this. What has your, I guess, road to this position been like for you?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's truly an honor to be able to play for the 67's organization, and wear that jersey for 5 years is it's something special to me for sure, and something I'll cherish forever. I think just being able to grow up and mature my game as well in the city of Ottawa and for the 67's organization was something amazing.
Now, what was, I think, key there? Did you just get more and more comfortable at the blue line? Your offense improved as well. Is that a combination of the guys who you were playing with or maybe the coaching that Bear and coaching staff put in? Was that whole combination? They allowed you to quarterback on the power play as well. You had a good power play. You had 8 power play goals. A lot of things clicked for you.
Yeah, for sure. I think this season especially, I had a lot of fire in my belly, and as Michael Jordan used to say, like, he used to have wood put onto his fire and let that burn more. And I think going into the season, I had a lot of wood on the fire and something to prove to myself and to everyone. And with the support staff that I had and with the people in the organization, with the 67's, it made that very possible for me.
Bear, do you challenge your players, or do you just put out, this is what you expect, and allow them to challenge each other?
I challenge them a lot, but not on result, on making sure they're the best version of themselves every day, making sure we're hard work our potential, making sure we're aiming for world class performance. That's the kind of challenge we people talk a lot about our result, but Marco and Noel can test can talk about. We don't talk about result. Our approach, our positiveness or whatever was not on result, was just on performance. We arrived someday after a good win, and we were mad. We were mad because we did not play as well as we could, and the reverse was as well true. Sometimes we lost. We arrived the next day, and life was good because we played a good game. We just lost the game. So I would like to think we did not have a lot of bad day, not a lot of day where we arrive at the arena. It was a working day. It was more happy, positive, whatever the result, whatever the performance. I think it's just a few times, sometimes enough. It's enough, and we needed to fix a few things, but everything is focused on performance.
Did you have a nice sit down with Hoff when you came in as coach, because he'd been in the system, he'd seen some of these young players? Now, did you lean on him? Did you pick his brain at all? Because Hoff, I might help you out here with
I lean on him, but not always to pick his brain. I think Noel the progression of Noel is unbelievable. I think when we arrived, he was a full of energy, lack of maturity a little bit, but a lot of desire, a lot of passion, really driven. But he needed to learn to become a pro. And I think in the last year, we just saw the result of his passion and his determination and his desire to be a pro. I think Noel will have the same impact, will leave the same legacy than a guy like Sasha Chmielewski left last year. Sash, as good as a player he was, a better leader he was, a better example he was, better role model he was. And I think Noel is the same thing, and Marco is the same thing. Those guys will leave a legacy in our team for a long time by their passion and their drive to become a hockey player.
Marco, when you come into a team, as you did, as you mentioned, coming from Europe, do you then go to some of the more experienced players to talk about what to expect? It was somebody like Hoff, somebody you could lean on and say, okay, this is what to expect from the Ontario Hockey League and playing on this side?
Yes, 100%. Because when I came over to Ottawa, I was very lucky. Like all teammates I had, they were like so nice to me. They just came up to me and they talked to me and they just helped me everywhere they could. And of course, I'm a guy who always like ask questions, what I can expect from the league, how the other teams are, and everything. And we had like such good leaders in the first year with Noel Hoefenmayer, Sasha Chmielewski, Ty Fellaber, Austin Keating, Hudson Wilson, and yeah, you just could like their experience in the league, and you always could ask them whatever it is, and they can tell you what you have to do or anything. So yes, we had really good leaders in the first year, and they helped me a lot.
You know, it's a difficult time. It's interesting for the three of you, because Marco, you have to wait to find out what's going on with the draft lottery, and you know that this is your draft year. So how are you sitting and waiting? You just trying to work out and not worry about it until finally you get the call and find out where the draft order is going to be and where you might what number you might be lined up for?
I mean, I can't control anything from now, and all the draft prospects are in the same situation right now, and we have to wait. So I think now it's important just like to get better every day, do some workout, and yeah, not thinking too much about that, because if you think about that too much, you just go crazy after that. But now it's that important to have like patience and just wait.
Now, of course, for you, Hoff, you have to now wait to see exactly when things are going to kick in again. You signed a nice deal with the Marlies, so you've signed your pro contract. So now you look for that next chapter, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think this time right now that we're going through is kind of similar to our slogan that we've had for a bunch of years with the 67's, and kind of what's important now. And you can't really worry about what's in the future or what the future holds. You can only really control what you're doing every single day to improve yourself and get better. And I think that's the mindset that I've had and the approach that I've taken so far during this little quarantine that we've had, and I plan on doing that until at some point, whenever that will be, that I'll get back playing.
Andre, you didn't get an opportunity to go through a playoff run this year, but you've got other things on your plate as well as you look forward. The World Juniors, where do they stand? And you're supposed to be the head coach of it. So that's a whole nother situation that you have to deal with, as well as looking forward to another OHL campaign, wherever it might begin. Now you have to consider the players who might be on that World Junior team, what's going to happen to the World Juniors. So you're in a state of flux right now, aren't you?
Absolutely. That's we studied a lot the player. We went through about 80 player. We watched multiple game of all those player, and we build a list out of it, all the management and the coaching staff of Hockey Canada. So we have a good understanding of our pool of player. Now it will be the format has to be determined, but that make it worse because, you know, normally you lose the last game of the year or you win the last game of the year, and then you're going the summer, and then you relax a little bit, and then you get back at it. But that's not what's going on right now. Right now, we're working at it on a daily basis, watching conference, NHL conference. We had a POE last week. You read book. You do a lot of stuff, and now you're so hungry to get back at it. It almost make it worse. So we'll see. It's like I often say, I'm done thinking and preparing for different scenario. I'm done. I did it enough. Now they will tell me when we start, how we start, what's the rule, and then don't worry, we'll get ready in a hurry and we'll get back at it.
Yeah, that's the key for all of you right now. Okay, had you gone into this playoff run, were the cowboy hats coming back?
That's a secret. That's a top secret.
Oh, come on!
We cannot say. We had something in the back pocket. We'll see if it just pushed by 1 year or whatever it is, but
classified information.
Yeah, the leader had something in their back pocket.
Just so you know, there's only 4 of us here. You could tell me, and I promise not to tell anybody.
Yeah, sure.
No, not a thing.
Yeah, we'll tell you in a year.
Now, as you guys go through the summer, I know we've seen a lot of videos of Marco on his tightrope, which is a sensation. In fact, as soon as we got connected, Hoff asked about the tightrope, and who started you on that? And Hoff, why would you even want to do that? I'm going to start with Marco first. The tightrope is getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's from a personal coach. It's just like one little exercise that we do. It's just about the core, the balance. It's more about the little muscles, what you usually don't really use. And yeah, like I started last year when it was like last year I was together with my personal coach for the first time. And I just tried to walk and to learn how to walk on it because it's so hard. And after 1 year, I could walk like good. And then we started with exercise. I always do it like tougher. And at the end, I was doing like what I did on the video.
Okay, Hoff, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to put yourself through jumping on a tightrope? You know, what are you, a fabulous Willinda now? You're going to cross Niagara Falls, or what's going on?
I think that throughout the last couple of years, Marco and I have grown like a pretty competitive relationship. And I think anything he can do, I can do as well. So I don't know. I don't know if that one would be what I think it would be or what I'd want it to look like. But if he can do it, I think I should try it out.
We'll let you go, guys.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Coach, that you and I will just let them do and go through their business. How do you pass the time? As you said, Andre, you've forgotten about some stuff because you can only hope that things are going to change. And I imagine for you, Noel, and for you, Marco, it's just a matter of trying to stay in shape and stay positive. Is that correct, Noel?
Yeah, for sure. I've been working with Sean Young and Derek Miller with Canadian Strength and Next Gen. They also work with the 67's, and they put together a great program for me that I've been following since we got back from the end of the season. And I think that with what they've put together and with what I've been doing with it, I think it's paying off for me, and I'm feeling really good.
And for Marco, you're just a matter of trying to stay fit and wait to hear exactly what lies ahead for you, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Just try to work out, get better, work on my weaknesses, and just get much better.
Andre, was there anything you left your team with when they shut down the season, they put it on pause, and then they canceled? Was there anything you got a chance to say to your team when everybody had to leave and go back home?
You know what? That's my biggest weakness. Every year, when it's over, I don't know what to say, and I have nothing to say. Really, no, I did not say anything. That when they suspended the season, I just told them to stay in shape, and I had the chance to meet. That was our last in-person meeting. And then when they canceled the season, I think it was 2 weeks later, I was speechless. And obviously, I was emotional. I could not really say anything. I was really emotional because it was to don't have a chance to finish what we started with those guys. We had a good team, but we had a fantastic group of men, even more than the team. That's you create bond with those guys, coach those guys, a lot of those guys for 2-3 years, and we went through some adversity. We went through some grind. We had battle scarred together. We lay on the line for each other. So no, suddenly you need to talk to them and do. I'm not a politician, and I didn't know really how to handle it. So I was just emotional and told them how much I love them, and that's it.
Noel, what are you going to remember the most about your time in Ottawa?
Yeah, I think that this is like one of the toughest questions I get. Having 5 amazing years in Ottawa, it's hard to just recount on one memory, but one that really stands out to me is just being able to spend 5 years with Austin Keating and being able to grow up with him and mature with him and become who we are today. It's that's something special and something that doesn't happen very often. So I'd say that just being able to be with him for 5 years is something that's pretty cool for me.
Marco, would that be something you'd share too, the relationship you had with your teammates over the past couple of seasons?
Yeah, obviously, like just being around the guys, winning games, that was like the most fun part about that. And yeah, like I said, it's like very disappointed the season got canceled, but yeah.
Well, I know it's been difficult for everybody throughout the Canadian Hockey League to see something everybody looks forward to come to an end, and you guys were having such a season that you kind of play what if and woulda, coulda, shoulda. So you guys are being rewarded for a terrific season, even though you weren't able to get to the end of it. You didn't see the finish line, but to Marco Rossi, the CHL top scorer, Noel Hoefenmayer, the top defenseman, and the top coach in the Canadian Hockey League, Andre Tourigny. Guys, much success to you in the future. Thanks for joining us right now. You two guys work on your tightrope, and Andre and I will work on staying in one place for a long period of time. Thanks, guys. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Here, Rob.